The Montreal Canadiens win for the second year in a row in San Jose and bump themselves up a place in the standings even too. And how dare they? The Habs are now tied with Philly with 56 points apiece. The Habs are in 25th, Philly's in 26th. So yes, the Habs technically at this very second lose a place in the draft lottery odds, right? But I mean, regardless, they win 3-1 in San Jose. And let's quote our buddy Arpin again, because why not? After losing 12 straight games in San Jose over 18 years, the Canadiens have a 2-game winning streak at the Shark Tank. All right, let's talk about him. Denis Gurianov to me, I was impressed. I was impressed with his debut. I think that was his goal. That was his aim, was to impress in his debut with the Montreal Canadiens. 17 minutes, 2 seconds, time on ice. Let's go to Priyanka, who's a great follow on Twitter. Definitely recommend her. 17 minutes, 2 seconds, time on ice for Denis Gurianov in his Habs debut. The most ice time he's had all season from his time with hashtag Texas Hockey, aka the Dallas Stars. When Habs head coach Marty St. Louis was asked about Gurianov's debut, he said, quote, "As advertised, a lot of speed, great shot, not afraid to take the puck to the net, but I was also noticing a lot of good habits away from the puck. It's exciting for a coach." I personally heard from some Stars fans on this channel when I made the Gurianov trade video about the concern about his play away from the puck, and just in general, how don't expect much from Gurianov's game, but he was definitely on a mission in this one. And of course, a guy who's coming to a brand new team, you want to make a good first impression, but based on what we saw from him, especially offensively, he actually started the play that led to welcome back Kaiden Guhle's goal. A nice first pass from Gurianov, and Suzuki tips it over to Mike Hoffman. He dishes it over to center ice, and eventually the puck makes its way to Kaiden Guhle at the point, and he goes 5-hole and gets a much-deserved goal in his return to the Montreal Canadiens, and the Habs didn't look back from there. A nice quote about Kaiden Guhle from Jake Allen also. He's naturally gifted. He's a really good player. He's going to be a horse for this team for a long time. Gurianov actually talked about playing with Nick Suzuki on that top line, and he had fun. He actually really enjoyed playing with Nick Suzuki, talked about his hockey IQ, but let's let Gurianov tell the story, shall we?
Yeah, that was fun to play with him, like he's a fast guy and he's like really good like hockey IQ, so we kind of like read off each other and made some like good plays out there. We're playing fast, and we have like live bench and everybody like support each other, so kind of love that.
I think what Gurianov's saying there too is he's catching the good vibes that the Canadiens are putting down lately, despite being way out of a playoff spot. We know where the Canadiens are at in their rebuild right now. We know that they know that where they're at in the rebuild right now. So they're just trying to play some good hockey, keep the spirits up on this team, knowing that next season is really when the Canadiens are going to take another step to get closer to competing for a wild card spot. Gurianov had so many chances to score. He had 6 shots on goal. His career high was 8. And in his first game with the Canadiens, he almost tied that. But you guys saw the chances that he had. You saw, like I mentioned in the trade video, the shot that he took, it was a one-timer from the right face-off circle, where I mentioned he likes to shoot from, but he actually hit the netting on a great feed from Kaiden Guhle. You guys saw that cross-ice feed, a one-timer that he almost buried. There were so many times in this game where Gurianov had chances, and I had my hands on my head because he was so close to scoring his first goal as a Hab. It's pretty cool that he could come in and play top-line minutes for the Canadiens. 17 minutes and 2 seconds played. The most ice time he's had all season. And there's no better opportunity than now because of the Canadiens' injury situation. So good for him in that regard. But all in all, definitely impressed with Denis Gurianov's first game as a Montreal Canadien. And I think that there's more to be had here. And I'm looking forward more to seeing what he can do. I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays in front of our fans at the Bell Center. So definitely enjoyed his debut. Can we also talk about Jake Allen for a second? Because 38 saves, what a game for him. Mike Matheson deserves credit for saving one of those shots on goal. That actually pretty much saved the game as far as I'm concerned. I'm just glad that we re-signed Jake Allen because we know Carey Price's career is likely over. And, the interview even with Jake Allen on Sportsnet the other day, hearing him talk about how early in his career, he would not have been able to handle the pressure of being the starting goalie for the Montreal Canadiens. Really impressed with Jakey. Definitely love the positive vibe that he brings. I don't know what it is, but just he's playing really well. He just brings a good spirit to the team. He wants to help elevate this team through the rebuild. And the fact that we still have him right now, he's just really valuable. I think we're just really seeing the value of Jake Allen, Sam Montembeault also. So This tandem, I don't see how you split them up right now, unless, of course, a trade offer comes that you can't refuse. But definitely happy with the goalie tandem right now for the Habs. Did you guys see that defensive play Jonathan Drouin made, by the way? I don't know if he's trying to up his trade value, but like I wanted to tweet out at that very instance when Drouin back checked and somehow was able to close the gap and kill that play. I don't know. Like, as far as the rest of the game went, we know that Rem Pitlick had basically what was like a breakaway and then turned into almost a 2-on-0 with Jesse Ylonen. Ylonen buried his third goal of the season. The Habs go up 2-1. Christian Dvorak gets the empty netter. And, it's hard to know how to feel about this situation in terms of the Habs, the tank situation that everyone's talking about, because I just really hope that if the Montreal Canadiens somehow draft within the top 5, ideally top 3, even more ideally top 2, that it'll prove that this lottery system is not what fans should be cheering for in terms of finishing as low as possible in the standings. Because, I mean, it's conceivable that if the Canadiens finish in 26th or 27th, they could still end up with a top 5 pick. And even more so if they do end up with a top 1 or 2 pick, it would just show fans that you don't have to finish last. And I think that this lottery system needs a revamp. It's another video I want to do for another day. But anyway, regardless, that's another topic for another day. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. Definitely enjoyed the debut of Denis Gurianov. Let me know your thoughts down below. I want to know what you guys thought of Gurianov's debut, because to me, there was a lot to be had there, and there's more to be had, of course. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can do. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you soon. Cheers.